Tonight on 1,000 Places to See Before You Die.
There's a shark. Yeah. Going under the boat.
That is huge.
Oh, there he goes. Wow.
Albin and Melanie journey to South Africa, the Rainbow Nation. In Cape Town, they find joie de vivre and unsurpassed hospitality.
Oh my gosh. Rob, you're so good at showing us good food.
You've got some good friends.
It is so beautiful, and the people are so amazing.
They visit Hermanus, a magical city right on the coast.
Look at that.
Whales are beautiful. I've never ridden an elephant before.
Isn't he?
But when the Yulis hit the water, it's time for Melanie to face her greatest fear.
Oh my gosh.
All this and more tonight on 1,000 Places to See Before You Die.
I'm going and jump. Oh, that was hilarious.
You see only 936 full moons in your lifetime. You live through only 312 seasons. And you get only 88 weeks of paid vacation. What if you had the chance to see the world? Meet Albin and Melanie Yuli, newlyweds with a spirit of adventure, who leave their lives in Colorado behind to go on the journey of a lifetime. Inspired by the book, 1,000 Places to See Before You Die, they lead us on a 5-month, all-expenses-paid odyssey around the world.
Some people have said to us, how can you put your life on hold? And our response is, how could you not?
1,000 Places to See Before You Die. Gansbai has the world's largest population of great white sharks. It's been a dream of Albin's to see the great whites up close. For Melanie, not so much.
When we come up with the idea to do shark cage diving, I can't wait.
My initial reaction to shark cage diving in South Africa is, there's absolutely no way. It's the most ridiculous concept I've ever heard.
Welcome in Shark Fever.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mike.
We anchored here in Shark Bay. It's basically this entire bay here. And behind you, you have about 3 kilometers from here, you've got Die Island and Giza Rock, which are the two main islands in the area. And Die Island is a very important nature reserve for birds, and Giza Rock is home to a permanent colony of about 60,000 Cape Fur seals. So that's the main attraction for white sharks to come into the area. So we basically started chumming, and this is what happens in the back here. In that drum, we've got some shredded tuna that we mix with seawater, and it basically slowly dissolves itself in the seawater, and it basically gets ladled out throughout the day. And those little fish pieces and fish smell, fish oil will basically drift away from the boat with the current, and that creates what we call a chum slick.
Sure.
So you said that these birds are going to be some indication to us when the shark's coming,
Yeah, as long as they're sitting like that around the bait, you can relax.
because they'll fly away and
Yeah, they'll be, you know, if you
Let us
spend
know.
half your life with your feet dangling in shark-infested waters, you get a good
Yeah.
feeling for what's underneath. So, and obviously there's always a bunch of them, so it can drop to. There's a shark. Yeah.
Oh, there it
oh
is.
yeah, you see it.
Holy
oh my
cow.
gosh,
Going under the boat.
that is huge.
Oh, there he goes. Wow. Did you see that?
Turning around.
There he is. Oh, right at us. Look at this. Look at him.
Wow. How pretty.
Just a heck of a lot bigger when you're 4 or 5 feet away from it than you can imagine. It's so thick and huge. All I can think of is that I would completely fit inside of it. That was probably at least 10 feet. Looks like at least 10 feet, but I mean, I don't think you can get your arms around it. Huge. Awesome. Oh, there he goes.
Wow.
That was cool.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
The sharks have moved in, and now's the time for the Yulis to jump. From within the safety of a shark cage, they can closely look at
it's gonna get into the cage or not. And I'm having some issues with my mask. So water's leaking into my face.
This water is freezing.
I'll be telling you, trying to give you some directions on where to look for you to see the sharks, okay?
Sounds good.
Albin and Melanie come to see that viewing a shark from the bottom of a glass boat is a very different experience than from inside a small cage.
I see the head coming at us, and it goes right by, and this shark is moving so slowly, and it's so big.
Okay, go down, right in front of you to the left.
Oh, there he goes. Oh my God.
Seeing him breach out of the water.
Go down, go down.
And seeing that whole body out of the water and crashing down.
This is awesome.
You see her?
God, that's huge. Oh. Had a little action that time. A little
Coming back, she's going back straight to the bait. Coming up.
The one thing that this really changed for me is my perception of sharks. Unless you're doing something to antagonize them or instigate something, they're not looking for trouble.
Oh, wow.
They're not looking to go hunt humans.
They're swimming right up against the cage, but so slowly. They're so graceful. She was butting right up against the cage. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see when you do this. Sorry.
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Are crashing on the wall right below our hotel. It was just an amazing sight I never thought I'd see in South Africa.
Set in the Utinigua Mountains and surrounded by the Indian Ocean, the Bottleerskop Game Reserve is home to some 26 animal species. This family-owned park is dedicated to the preservation of some of our most exotic and rare creatures. Albin and Melanie are intent on spending their first morning in the park enjoying a picnic. But getting there is half the fun.
Oh my God.
How do we get on them? Right here?
I'm scared of elephants.
Hi.
Holy cow. Hi, good morning.
Hi, I'm Melanie.
I'm Jason. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Albin, nice to meet you.
Wow.
Nice car.
Got it in?
Yep.
Easy.
Gosh.
So comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
I've never ridden an elephant before.
Is it your first experience?
This is my first.
Okay. Have you ever saw elephant drinking?
No.
Yeah, they use the trunk is a combination of a hand and nose. They suck and hold in and blow into the mouth.
So what is an elephant's biggest predator? Is it the lion?
The human being. They kill them for their ivory. These days, people, they kill elephants only for their tail stuff. Use their tail hairs to make some bracelets and necklaces.
Just for the tail, they
Yeah.
kill the whole elephant?
Guys, there is your big
That's
stuff.
beautiful.
Wow, yeah, you're gonna enjoy.
Thank you so much.
So do we valet park this thing?
Wow.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Champagne breakfast on the field in South Africa after getting off our elephant.
Wow.
The Yulees will be staying at the Bottleerskop Lodge, the centerpiece of the 7,400-acre reserve. The lodge has gorgeous views every which way you look. Guests feel right at home in one of 14 luxury tented suites right in the middle of the bush.
Guests are transported to the rooms with a little boat. I know one of our guest comments once said, when God made Earth, he must have started here. And I think that's the whole project, or the way the lodge started, was behind that, to do everything a little bit different than any other place.
Fresh from breakfast, the Yulees help their guide Steve give Satsi a meal of his own.
When you stuck your hand in his mouth, what were you doing? Just putting it on his tongue or what?
And feel the tongue, and yeah, that's why we went to see how arrangement are the teeth inside. They don't have incisors and canines like other antelopes, only molars.
So I just pour in the top?
Yeah.
But this is like his nose and his hand,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Well, I guess right there.
Do it. Sam, trunk up. Here we go. That's it. One more.
I felt the tongue.
Again.
Later, the Yulees get a lift back to the lodge. From there, they join their guide for a safari ride through the game park. Along the way, they meet rhinos, buffalo, giraffe, and zebra, among many others.
It's a male.
How do you know?
The bottom.
What about the bottom indicated that that was a male?
During intercourse, it has to mount, and so the bottom of the shell is concave. My name is Erhard Brummer, and I'm a game ranger and field guide at Bottleerskop Private Game Reserve in the Western Cape. Bottleerskop has been involved in breeding of wildlife since its inception. There's a couple of rare species that we breed, some of the disease-free Cape buffalo, and then species that are endemic to the Western Cape, meaning that they don't occur anywhere else in the world. Cape Mountain zebra, so Western Cape from South Africa, the only place in the world where you'll find them. Only about 2,000 left.
It's beautiful.
See how the stomach is white?
Yeah.
The stripes don't extend below. And also, if you look at the throat, a little flap of skin, a dewlap. And the pattern's unique to each individual. It's like a fingerprint.
Really? So pretty.
And it's also different from the left side and on the right side.
It's such a funny feeling having all of these different animals, including wildebeest and zebra, giraffes, staring at us like we're on display. They look so peaceful, you know?
I know.
The Kango Ostrich Farm is named for the lush valley in which it's located. This farm of fowl is home to 300 of the world's largest bird.
Hi guys, my name is Ranger. I've been on this farm, Kango Ostrich Farm, for about 12 years, and I'm looking after these beautiful birds. 90% of the population of ostriches is in the Little Karoo. 80% of the population of the world is in the Little Karoo. Nobody can touch us ever. Between the little chick, that's a chick,
Yeah.
and the air bubble, that's his oxygen, it's a membrane.
Oh, wow.
What's amazing is that on the day of hatching, he needs oxygen and room to move. He will break through that membrane. Now inside this oxygen gives him enough time to hatch. Breeding, 1.5 hours to get a hard-boiled egg.
The ostrich can lay up to 60 eggs, the largest natural output proportional to the size of the mother. At the tender age of 14 months, the ostrich is sent to market where meat, skin, and feathers are harvested.
Income-wise, about 10% income is from the feathers. Feathers go to Europe, to United States, Las Vegas, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro Carnival. The main income is the leather, the skin. It's got the toughest leather and the most expensive leather also on the market today. Hang on to the wing here. There's a thin area. Hang on there and here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Excellent, let's go. Hop, oh, come, lean back, keep your balance, and then away you go. Lean back. That's a nice walk in the park.
Hey, man.
Look at that. You're doing a good job. Hang on. Okay.
You're doing good.
Now, let go the wings.
Okay,
Let go.
the wings. Okay.
Voila.
That was
Brilliant.
hilarious.
Excellent. Now, Africa is a tough country. The ladies, we help. The gentlemen, what can I say? Hop, I can do that. Hop, lean back, and away you go. Hop, oh yeah, hop, and jump. Oh, you're right.
Ostrich can go up to 40 miles per hour, but riding them at slower speeds isn't exactly a walk through the park.
You ready?
I think so.
Let's get on with it. Lean back, grip your legs, up and away you go. That's it. Up.
Whoa!
I thought you did a really good job.
You did much better than I did. I fell off twice.
I know, but I think you stayed on longer than I did.
Once you get your weight forward, you're done. Because you fall right towards his neck, and then you panic, and you lean, and you get thrown. Oh, God!
Cut, that's an ostrich massage. Hang on to the back end. No, that's loving these birds.
Oh, this
eh?
is good.
Traveling southwest of Karoo, you'll come upon Cape Town. Cape Town is a world-class destination. No surprise, given its temperate climate, natural beauty, and cosmopolitan atmosphere.
We're at the southern tip of Africa, and I might not be joking when I say that Cape Town is the jewel of the crown of Africa.
Rob Davidovitz knows the city like the back of his hand. He introduces Albin and Melanie to some of the region's glorious sights and citizens.
People that live in Cape Town is like having one world in one city. We are an extremely diverse community of races, colors, creeds, and many, many nationalities, and the whole melting pot of religions. Cape Town is the most beautiful city in the world for me, and I wouldn't want to be living anywhere else.
The famous Table Mountain, which rises more than 3,500 feet above Cape Town, offers expansive and much photographed vistas.
Table Mountain is one of the world's most magnificent mountains that straddles one of the world's most magnificent cities on 3 sides.
Nestled at the foot of Table Mountain, the Mount Nelson Hotel has welcomed Cape Town's preeminent visitors for more than a century. The Yulees are welcomed with an upgrade to the presidential suite and an invitation to the Nelsons' famous high tea.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. My name is Nick Saver. I am the managing director for the Mount Nelson Hotel.
This is plush.
I know.
The presidential suite is it's a fantastic suite, very spacious, and very luxuriously decorated in a more contemporary style. It's sumptuous.
Look at this. Oh, I love it. It's really different from the other places we've stayed at.
Afternoon tea is incredible. We've become so famous for our afternoon teas. People who haven't even been to Cape Town sometimes travel here just to take afternoon tea. Really quite stunning. Really a lovely, lovely, and it's of course very reasonably priced as well. I think people love coming here because they really feel as though although they're in the city centre, they really feel that they're in an oasis of calm and tranquility.
While segregation no longer exists in South Africa, the people of Cape Town can never forget the horrors of apartheid. A new museum, built in an area known as District 6, long a whites-only area, educates young South Africans about the history of apartheid.
The area was developed from as early back as the late 1600s. It used to be a farm. Then it became a place where the freed slaves moved in, and because it is a port city, many of the people who migrated to Cape Town first landed there, so that was their very eclecticness. District 6 was viewed by the government as a slum and an area of dereliction, and therefore it was completely destroyed and then wanted to be rebuilt.
On February 11th, 1966, the government forcibly removed residents of color from their homes in District 6.
The first family was moved out in 1968, and the last family was moved out in 1982. The residents who were still currently living there, they could see the destruction happening. Every day a truck would come past, and then they would start destroying their houses. So you could literally see your neighbors' houses being destroyed. Well, we'd like people to come and visit the District 6 Museum, not only to hear the story of District 6, but to hear the stories of forced removals in Cape Town, in South Africa, and across the world, and to see how politics can destroy a community, how politics can destroy a nation of people and destroy the souls of people.
It is humbling to pay honor to South Africa's struggle, perseverance, and heroism.
Here we are in what is called the township. It is essentially a black neighborhood where people, black South Africans, live.
There are heroes everywhere. Like many South Africans, Lillian Gwaitana pulled herself out of poverty through sheer ingenuity.
My name is Lillian Gwaitana. Please welcome to Kayamandi. I'm in Stellenbosch, not far away from Cape Town.
After losing her job, she needed some money to hold on to a modest piece of land. Using a tiny cast-off stove, she started baking scones for school children, feeding the economy and the local kids all at once.
It's little.
It's very little.
It's little. Once upon a stove, that was the name. When I gave the name, I was under pressure, you know, when they ask, can you name your business? And you know, when you name your business, you need something, you know. Name is very important because, you know, when you name your thing, it tells about you. So when I think it was the only thing I can tell, it was the stove. I can give the credit to the stove. The stove did it for us. So that's why I named it Once Upon a Stove.
It must take hours and hours to make scones and muffins and...
Yes, that's why it was a tireless job.
Right, I'm sure it was tireless.
Yes, I used to wake up at 4, sometimes at 2, to bake the 25 liters of bucket, you know, of scones. I'm well known because of the scones all over Kayamandi.
Lily prepares a feast for Alvin and Melanie as she relates her inspirational history.
Spinach looks so good. I love spinach.
When I was 14 years of age, I moved with my parents to the Eastern Cape. My father was a pensioner, and he lived only for 4 years in the Eastern Cape. He died. After he left us, there was not that pension money we used to depend on. My mother begged me, Lily, go back to the Cape Town and work for us. I was very young then, turning 19. And because of this pass law, you had to have a permit to be in any town or any city. So I didn't have a permit.
Every black person needed a pass, and if you did not have that pass, you could be arrested, and in fact, that is what led to the Soweto uprising. People were killed because they didn't have the pass.
When I arrived in the Western Cape, I couldn't speak a word of English. So 1979, there was a soap called Dallas.
Dallas. I love Dallas.
I love Dallas, so I wanted to hear JR, you know. So
no way.
You know, I was watching Dallas is how I learned my English.
Watching Dallas is where you learned English.
Yes.
So when you got this house, all you got was just a roof?
That side of the house, not this one.
This wasn't even part of it.
Yes. This part of the house was an extension. It was that side. It was just a roof, foundation, and a toilet.
No walls.
No walls. Yes, you had to finish the walls. That is the subsidy. God is good all the time because I never think, because I know that I'm a poorest of the poor and I don't have an education. I thought people who are going abroad, the people with money and education. I didn't know if you've got a skill and, you know, a dream, it can take you wherever.
I can't even begin to talk about how inspiring Lily is. She says she's uneducated. I think the best thing that she never learned was quitting or failure. That's never an option. She just seems to keep moving forward and onward and upward.
I think sky will be the limit. I'll try to fly. Yes, I will try to fly.
Lily suggests they walk through Kayamandi to see how the people live.
Where in the world would you think that you're going to be walking around the township and having a view like this?
This is so beautiful.
This is $1 million view. You cannot
It is $1 million view.
Anything, not for anything.
This is a community where the neighbors look out for each other. It is a place where if you do something wrong, there are 1 million witnesses around here. Because they are protective of their community and they are protective of their neighbors, they will come to the fore as a neighborhood watch, and you will have street justice.
So this is the business district? Is that what you called it?
Yes, it's business district.
As you can see, it says Spaza, which is a word for a grocery store.
Perhaps perhaps more than exquisite sights, the people of South Africa are the country's main attraction. Albin and Melanie have been invited to a bridal shower, Cape Town style.
All those songs, they've got message. They were talking, when you arrive in that home, you must be our ambassador. Yes, do what is good.
What we are gathered here for is to celebrate. So the family is announcing today that Ncumisa is getting married soon. And because of that, the community gathers together to give gifts.
When we go to the bridal shower, because we didn't know very well in advance that we were going, we didn't bring a gift. But what we did bring was money. And having been a bride a year ago, I know that that's what any young couple wants.
To Ncumi, this is the lady of the hour.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this day with us. I know what it's like to be a bride, and I know how stressful it is. So here's a gift from us, and good luck. And I hope that your marriage is as happy as ours is. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your day with us. Thank you. We loved it. Thank you. Have a great day.
Congratulations.
Going to the hen party today, it's so much fun. It's singing, it's dancing. It's like nothing I've ever experienced.
Getting to spend the day with one of the most amazing women I have ever met, Lily, with her family, her neighbors, and the township outside of Cape Town was just a life-changing experience.
That is the way we show how we are happy. You need to make that noise. When you hear that noise, it says, come and join us. We are enjoying ourselves.
The Boka is the heart of the Cape Malay culture. It's a picturesque region on the slopes of Signal Hill above the city of Cape Town.
It goes back to early 1800s when a local doctor wanted to let his house be distinguishable from all the other houses, which were like, all the houses would have been like that, plain white. So the doctor, on the next block in fact, decided to paint his house like a chocolate brown with purple sidings so that people would know that that was the doctor's house.
Yeah.
And everybody else in the area thought, hey, this is a pretty cool idea. And they all started painting their houses in these multicolors. So there's no historic significance to this whatsoever. It is purely individualization of each person's house. But come, let's walk down that way.
It's really pretty.
Along with lively street performers, the Victoria and Alfred waterfront offers a look at Victorian architecture, maritime tradition, and African culture. Boutiques, jewelers, galleries, and craft stores keep a discerning shopper busy for hours. Visitors may want to do some shopping in Cape Town's famous Green Market Square, right in the heart of the city.
We are in Green Market Square, where all the people, they come and trade things, and we sell to the customers, tourists, you know, they like our African art. All this, I make it myself, and first I have to tell them my price. You know, sometimes they say negotiable, negotiable, and then I calm down a little bit, you know, because this is handwork, it's not machine, it's not easy. I learned from my grandmother when she was just telling me, As a woman, you don't have just to sit like this. You must use your hands. That is my talent. So I listen to her. So now today I've got a talent from my grandmother.
Albin and Melanie are on a ferry to famous Robben Island. From the mid-1600s through the 1990s, Robben Island served as a prison for political exiles and social outcasts.
But what was helpful for us was to go to Robben Island and see where Nelson Mandela spent 27 years.
Anyone speaking out against apartheid was destined for a cell in this jail infamous for brutality. After the defeat of apartheid, Robben Island took on a new life as a popular museum and symbol of liberation.
These are pictures of detainees. See, they've got leg irons where two people by two are shackled together.
They weren't allowed to wear shoes?
No, because it was, you could conceal things in shoes. That was their prison uniform. Guys, you notice that the gateway says, Ons dien met trots.
What does that mean?
It means we serve with pride. The guys that came here were not working with pride. They were working under duress.
It was a liberation hard-won. In 1976, black students rioted against the National Party's apartheid rule. The Soweto Uprising, the most famous protest against apartheid, triggered a worldwide backlash against racial segregation. But in Soweto, the riots led to arrests, with protesters exiled in Robben Island. One of those arrested was former prisoner Medisi.
Hi, I'm Rob. Hi, Medisi. Hi, Medisi. Hi.
Hi, Albin.
Medisi.
Nice to meet you.
Melanie.
Medisi.
Nice to meet you.
Glad to meet you too. Good. I am an ex-political prisoner, that's true, here from 1977 until 1982.
Why were you incarcerated?
Well, I was part of the students of 1976, and I was arrested in that period and charged for conspiracy to commit terroristic acts and sabotage.
You say 76, were you part of the Soweto Uprising?
That's right.
Next, Medisi takes the Ulis to what is perhaps the world's most famous prison block. It is here that South African leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Nelson Mandela endured for 27 long years.
Coming into passage in B section, we're actually going to Mandela's cell, which is the cell that he occupied for the greater part of his day. This is that cell. As you can see, those are the two mats that prisoners use. Mats like that, sisal mat and the felt mat.
So that is an actual mat.
That's
you guys
right.
slept on that right there.
That's right.
Medisi continues to show Albin and Melanie around the prison.
Yeah, well, this was a part of the area that was built up when they were subdividing these single cells into 3 different sections. And of course, in this courtyard, there's this tennis court.
This is a tennis court?
Yeah, this is a tennis court.
Tennis court?
That's right.
Did you guys use it a lot?
It was used a lot. That's where they hung the net. These tennis courts served another purpose other than just fitness. Because if these prisoners in this section wanted to send a message to B section very quickly, they would be pretending to be playing tennis here. Then they would hit the ball as if inadvertently over that.
Okay.
And it would land in the courtyard of B section. And of course, that tennis ball would have a hole in it where some note has been pushed into the ball, you see? So the prisoners, when they collect that ball, they would exchange it with their own ball, send their own ball over. so they have enough time.
They would pass on messages like that.
Yeah.
That's so smart.
This is the cell that I occupied. This is the cell.
Small.
So you lived
Very small. What happened if you had to go to the bathroom? Did you have to call somebody over to let you out?
You had a bucket.
A bucket?
Yeah, you had a bucket here.
And how long were you in this prison, in this cell?
In this cell, I think about 2.5 years.
How do you feel now, standing in the cell?
Well, I don't feel anything particularly negative about it, really. Maybe it's because I'm aware that I'm free. There is no way that I'm going to sleep inside the cell.
Right. Now you're free.
Yeah.
Our guide had to serve 5 years in this prison. He's got an incredible outlook on the whole thing, though. He never sought revenge. He just looked at how he could serve the greater good. He's very inspiring.
South Africa was the most remarkable place I've ever been to. It was so surprising because you have sort of this notion, wild, crazy Africa. And you do get some of that, but it is so beautiful and the people are so amazing. It like revealed itself to us in such a remarkable way.
Go down, go down!
Shark cage diving will forever be one of the most exciting things I've ever done.
And then spending a day with Lily and seeing the township, absolutely life-changing. Lily is hands down the most inspiring woman I've ever met.
What was helpful for us was to go to Robben Island and see where Nelson Mandela spent 27 years wrongfully.
I think the only way that someone as a traveler can grasp the feeling and the vibe of this country is to spend time with the people, because they make this country what it is.
It's so inspiring and refreshing to hear that South Africans are forgiving. Have they forgotten? No. But the only way to move forward is to forgive. And they've done that. The manner in which they're moving forward should be a lesson to the whole world.